What's up, everybody? All right, y'all. So, for those of you who've not met me before, I'm Tressa Azarel, CEO, Megamind Media, and we're going to talk all things casting and getting booked today. First of all, if you're watching this live and in real time, it's Black History Month, okay? Which is why I have this shirt on today. Can you read it, baby? I'm so excited about my hoodie, okay? It's Mega Mind, okay? Mega Mind, no S. You see, we schooling people Black History Month. No S, Mega Mind, okay? It is a dope multi-million dollar production company created by a dope Black girl, me, with bomb ideas, and a dope Black guy, my brother-in-law, Don, who believed in her, established 2016. All right. So we're really established 2015, but they put 2016 and I'm still rocking the shirt. Okay. We're faith, family, we grind every single day. More importantly, I am like the fairy godmother to all of the aspiring creatives out there. So if you're a writer, if you're a director, if you're a producer, and of course, actors, actresses, I'm here for you. That's what I love because most people don't know that I used to be a school teacher. So my love for teaching and mentoring is really strong. That's why I continue to do what I do. If you've not seen all of my YouTube sessions, I would love for you to go back and watch the others here on our Megamind official channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, okay? And tell everybody, share it. I'm telling you, go share this with all of your family and friends. Okay. All right. So we're going to dig in with today's session. And we want to talk about how to get booked. How do you land that leading role? How do you do it boldly? No excuses, just full, straight on execution. So I'm going to share some industry tips today, but I'm also going to tell you like what we look for as producers at Megamind when we're thinking about talent. Because a part of doing anything great in any industry is knowing the industry, right? It is knowledge. It is, you got to attend sessions. You have to seek knowledge. I think everybody knows that I have Access Granted, which is my mentorship group. The reason why these mentees are winning is because they're seeking knowledge. It's not like they won some lottery and it's just like, yeah, you're going to win. It's up here. It starts with up here. You have to know how to navigate in any industry that you want to be in. Okay. All right. So, actors, where are you? Actors, 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 actors. I want you to share this with anybody that you know is an aspiring actor. Uh, you could be somebody who's already in the business and you just want to elevate. They need to hear this information. So if you're really serious about landing this role, like a lead role over the next year, you've got to execute. There are a couple of things that you're going to have to do to position yourself to get noticed, right? A lot of times there's certain people when we're casting for a role, sure, we're going to have auditions. Sure, our casting directors are going to be out there doing what they do. But we also we have our list of people that we're like, hey, we're going to work with these people one day. And why do we have them on our list? How did they get on our list, right? I'll tell you, they get on our list because we see them out there showcasing their work. There's some actors who are actually out there putting their work online. Like they're using social media as a tool to showcase their talent, right? That's a great way to get noticed without even having any bookings. If we see that you have the acting chops and we're just watching you online, guess what? We're screenshotting that. We're sending that to each other on the team. And we're like, did you see this person? Let's consider them for a role at some point when it fits for them, right? Because you have to be a good fit for the role. You know, there are times when we'll put out a casting offer and it'll say we're looking for a 24-year-old Black woman. Well, we'll get people who are 45 submitting for the role. Now we know you look good, you look young, but can you really play that role authentically? Right? So a lot of people will just submit just to submit, but you have to be right for the role. And you can't let it ruin your confidence either when you don't get the role. You have to keep submitting, right? So I want to give you some tips to think about. All right. The first thing is I want you to master your craft daily. Keyword daily. Say it with me. DAILY. DAILY. Okay. Um, the best actors, they don't act just when they get the role, right? Think of your A-list actors. Think of your B-list actors. They are actively working. They work with acting coaches. They are always perfecting their craft. They're not just sitting there letting their skill set go dormant for 2 and 3 years. That's not how you do it. And especially when you're looking to get into the business. For those of you all who've not had one role yet, you've not had that one major role, let's say you've gotten a couple of roles, right? I'm still talking to you. How do you master your craft daily? The first thing is that you need to be with an acting coach or in acting, taking acting lessons. Nobody, it's almost like, would you want to hire a surgeon to do surgery on you and they've not performed a surgery in a very long time and they don't have a resume that they have performed a lot of these surgeries in a while? You wouldn't want them. You're like, wait a minute, you really practicing on me. You don't really know what you're doing. That's the same thing about acting. If you want a producer or a production company, a network, a studio to cast you in their movie, this movie is precious to them. Your skill set can make or break the movie. So they want someone who is mastering their craft. Okay. So work with an acting coach, take some acting classes, get in a play. I don't care if it's for young people, it could be at your school. You can go get in a church play. Whatever it is, constantly perform, constantly practice your craft. Okay. Read some books, get on YouTube, right? Anything you can do, take your phone, practice some monologues with the phone, right? We've done at Megamind many times practice sessions where we just get on and we have people do monologues because we're looking for good talent. In the movie Strange Love, I remember we were on the Clubhouse app and we were just listening. We were letting people do monologues and we actually casted somebody from that because they got on and they had the acting chops. Okay. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to work on your confidence and how to become bold with your actions as it relates to you getting into the industry, where there is no time for shy. There is no time for shy. I have been at events where people have walked up to me and said, hi, I just wanted to introduce myself. I've seen a lot of your movies. I would love to work with Megamind. How can I get in touch with you? I point them in the right direction. I tell them to get in touch with this casting director or this person from my team so that we can consider you. I start asking the questions. What have you been in? Right? You got to be able to speak and talk. What does not work, okay, when you're being bold and when you're trying to put yourself out there, it's just sending random pictures and DMs to producers and production companies because we see it and we're like, well, yeah, you cute, but what does that mean? Can you act? Where is your resume? I would rather you send me a resume of your acting resume as opposed to just a photo. Okay. I want y'all to get that. I'm going to slow down for a minute because I really want you to get that. Just sending random pictures doesn't work. We need to know your ability, your acting resume. Okay. That goes to the next thing. Do you have an acting resume? I want you to start building one, an acting resume. If you have enough projects under your belt, build an acting reel where we can see some of your work, right? It's basically just a reel. It's like your first movie that you've been in. Pick a scene that would resonate. You go to the second movie that you've been in. Pick a scene that would resonate. Okay. All right. The third thing that I want you to do is start to network with other actors, producers, directors, show up at these film festivals, show up at these networking events, but show up with a purpose, right? To share with people my acting resume, my acting reel. Here I am. This is what I do. I can play multiple roles. I'm easy to work with, right? People, because when you get the opportunity to network, people get to see the real you. One of the things that is absolutely a real thing in the industry is that people don't want to work with problematic folks. We just don't. As producers, we don't. And so you're looking for the great personalities, right? And so when you're establishing a relationship, oh, I want to work with that person again, right? And I'll give you a really good example. Vivica Fox is by far one of my faves. I mean, there's so many people that I love in the industry. So I don't want anybody sending this to folks and they're like, yeah, Tressa didn't say you was her fave. But she's a fave because of her work ethic, right? She shows up. She will do the job. She will work 16 hours and her personality will not change. She just does the work. And so because of that, I'm always like, how can I work with her again, right? I've worked with her on three separate projects. So over here, when we're thinking about new projects, I go back to, we have our list. And our list of people that we want to work with in the future is not always just the A-list actors or the big notable actors. We have some people who may not have a name in the industry. But you're on our list. And you're on our list because maybe we met you somewhere and your personality stood out. You were somebody that we said, oh, okay, they have good acting chops. Maybe we saw them in only one movie. Maybe you sent us an acting monologue. Maybe you auditioned for us before. Just because you auditioned for Megamind or any other company and you didn't get it, it doesn't mean that they forgot about you. Right. So I want you to start making sure you get the mindset that, okay, this was not in vain. This was just another opportunity to show my talent. But I'm going to be okay because they're going to come back to me one day. So again, when I'm having conversations with casting agents, they're pitching me people just through networking opportunities. So it is really crucial that you network, that you keep the same energy, good energy. I'm not even going to say the same energy, good energy throughout this process because your time will come, right? Your time will come. I want you to just say it to yourself right now. My time will come. My time will come because it will. It will. All right. So now I want to move into one of the other key points that I have for you, what I want you to do. I want to make sure that you're practicing your self-tapes and preparing for your auditions because that's going to be key. That's what's going to land you the role, right? And auditions and everything, it's changed over the years, right? Auditions years, many moons ago, you had to do them in person. They still have some auditions, in-person auditions, but a lot of them are done via self-tapes, Zooms, virtual. And so because of that, everything has changed, right? And a lot of these first round auditions are self-tapes. So what do you need to do to prepare yourself? Number one, you're going to practice. You're going to run lines with a family member, a friend, preferably somebody who knows how to run lines. But if they don't, you work with what you have, okay? But you should definitely do that. Make sure you have good lighting. Good lighting is key. A quality microphone and a setup that's going to make you look like a star, right? Or make you look, present yourself in the best way. Again, as a producer who has to look at these self-tapes, when we click on them, you get a lot, right? So just think a casting director might send us a link. I might have to look at 20 auditions for one role. What is going to make you stand out, right? The first thing is when it comes on, if the lighting is poor and I can barely see you, I'm probably not really interested anymore. I'm like, okay, that's too much work because I still have 19 others that I can look at, right? So when these self-tapes are coming in, there's certain things that are going to stand out for me. The other thing is how you start, right? I'm looking for good energy. I'm looking for you to kill it. I'm even listening to the person feeding you the lines. If they're not good, it changes things. So in order to position yourself to be the best, everything about your self-tape has to be great. Why don't you let a few people see your self-tape and give you feedback? Are you coachable to say, hey, that was really good, but why don't we try this? Let's try that. Like, try a few things so that you can land it. The other thing is be confident, be honest about, just about the process, how you feel with your team. Don't give up. Don't become deflated, because that will show when you're doing your self-tape. I want to talk about a callback audition for a minute and give you some examples. I remember Dominique Madison in Married to a Baller, part one, because there will be a part two. Shameless plug. Have you all watched Married to a Baller on Tubi? It's a Tubi original. We produced that project, and it actually comes from a book that we actually produced the book as well. And so we're so happy about this project. But Dominique Madison ended up being our number one, our leading lady. And so I remember her self-tape was really good. And then we did some callbacks for a second round where we reduced it down to the final 3 to 4 people. And when we did the callbacks, we had her come to a Zoom where the director was there, I was there, and someone from the network. And Dominique was actually on another shoot. And so she had gotten in her car to do the callback. And it didn't really go as planned for her. Like, she wasn't satisfied with her performance. But she said to us at the end, hey guys, like, this was really rough. I got like 10 minutes where I tried to get off set, run and jump in my car because I really want this role. Just her telling us, even with all of that happening, she still stood out, which is why she got the role. And if you've watched it by now, you know that she killed it, right? If you didn't watch it, all you got to do is go to megamindmedia.net, megamindmedia.net. That is where all of our movies live. We've produced over 30 projects. We have lots of great content for you to watch, but I specifically want you to watch that movie and look at this woman. She practices daily. She is all about perfecting her craft, and her confidence is there. She's not willing to give up. Even when she doesn't get the role, she's still pushing through. Okay. All right. So the next thing that I want you to do is I want you to make a list of all of the producers that you want to meet. Get out there and do some research. Producers that you want to meet, right? If you go to the IMDb page of any movie, it'll tell you who the producers are, the executive producers, the producers, casting directors. I want you to start networking and meeting as many producers, executive producers, casting directors as possible. They might have the key to your next film, your next opportunity, your next series, whatever it is you want. They might have your next, but they got to know who you are, and they got to meet you. But you got to do it the right way, right? Again, don't just send somebody your headshot, right? We want people that we know are putting in the work, okay? And so the more and more I think about this, the more and more that I think about this, I'm thinking about people who really create their own opportunities, because that's what that is, right? I want you to start creating your own opportunities. Let me tell you how you do that. You take charge, number one. You go out, you make a list, you do the research, and you're going to meet the people who might have your next opportunity. And then you're going to show them what you can do, right? The next thing you're going to do to create your own opportunity is write and star in your own short film. Let's say you're not a writer. Team up with a writer. You know, I have a stable of writers. Reach out if you need a writer for hire, if you don't know how to write your own short. And this short can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can put it on YouTube, right? But be able to showcase your own talent. All right. The other thing is when there are these casting calls, let's say, for example, BET, every year in June, they do this huge casting call at the BET experience. I was there last year, and I met so many people who who I've seen online, and I'm like, oh, you're here. It tells me that you are actively going after your dreams because you're there. You're investing in yourself, right? So all of these, like, we've had open casting calls before as well. As a matter of fact, Megamind, we're going to do some open casting calls in 5 cities starting in April. And we'll be able to give you all the information. Again, subscribe to our YouTube channel here. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Follow us, all of the platforms, because you never know where we're going to release the information. But these open, live, in-person casting calls will give us the opportunity to really meet people hands-on and know what they're doing. We're really excited about that. Okay. So yes, I think that you investing in yourself, you making sure that you create your own opportunities, it's key. It's key. Okay. So think about what your skill set is. Are you an actor who has the ability to write as well? Are you an actor who has producing skills? Are you an actor who has directing skills? Whatever your skill set is that you do not have, then you go and you partner up and you find somebody who has what you don't have. It's the same thing that we do here at Megamind. You know, everybody sees me out front, but I have a whole team of people who make us great. I can't do all of this by myself, right? Our movies look amazing because we've hired some really dope cinematographers, production designers, costume designers, right? We come with a whole lot of amazing writers. Although I'm a screenwriter, um, I don't spend all my time writing because I hire a lot of writers. I give a lot of opportunities to emerging writers, right? Authors who want to turn their books into screenplays reach out to me. I mentor a lot of writers. But again, it's all about networking. It's about finding the people who have the knowledge that you don't have, finding people who have the skill set that you don't have. It's okay. You don't have to know everything, right? No matter how smart you are, you don't know everything. Partner up with some people who do, right? I'm so grateful to my mentors who've helped me along the way. When I first started in the industry back in 2013, that's when I decided to go on this journey. I did not produce my very first movie until November of 2015. So for 2 years, from 13, the end of 13 to the end of 15, I hired mentors. They taught me everything that I needed to know because, again, I'm not afraid to say I need help. I don't know everything. That contributed to my success. That's why Megamind is what it is today. Well, first of all, let me backtrack that. First of all, Megamind is what it is today because of the Lord, period. Okay. But then I was smart enough to go out and hire mentors, get the right knowledge so that I could be successful. So I want you all to do the same thing, okay? Keep tuning in to seek this knowledge for real success. I love seeing you here. Make sure you're always introducing yourselves to us, whether you can go in our DMs on any platform, um, Facebook, any of it. Instagram, you can DM us, say, hey, I saw your real success. I shared it with a friend. I'm interested in your mentorship. I loved your tips about how to get booked more, how to get that leading role. We want to know who you are, okay? So I hope this was helpful to you today. We enjoyed doing it. Don't forget Black History Month, Megamind, no S, no S, okay? All right, y'all. We'll see you soon.